Okay, once you have got the hang of it, you can just start thinking about how to keep things interesting. I'm not talking about how instruments are layered down. We're going to talk about that later on, because at first you're getting accustomed to this new system, so you can't just lay down instruments, instrument after instrument, so that the loops build on. It's okay for now. The first technique you can learn to use is stop and go, which means that clips can be stopped singularly, one by one, or all together, and then they can be replayed one by one or all together. If you stop all of them for a bar and then you play all together again, you're gonna create a sort of interruption which helps the listener understand that a section is ending and a new one is starting. If you noticed, I was playing the solo, and just when the solo was about to end, the last bar, I left the percussions alone, because I wanted to tell clearly that the solo was ending and a new verse was starting. So the first thing I want you to do is to map stop all clips button to one of your foot switch, or having the button ready to be pressed, and train yourself to stop the clips and relaunch them with scene 1, because as you can see, all clips are on scene 1, so every time I press scene 1, they start all together. So let's create a simple melody and stop them at the 4th bar. Again, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Three, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and this time only percussions. And this is how powerful it is the moment you use a solo instruments on them. 2, 3. Yeah, being creative with stops and replay is the first step to make your loop interesting. This is because the first time you loop, or even the 1000th time you loop, you probably rely on pedals, which are not the physical pedals you play, but the vamps, which means long sections based on the same chord. In this case, I have a bass playing E minor, and the pad is playing E minor and D major with 7 minor. This kind of section could go on forever. I mean, I could play a 5-minute song based on that and just adding and putting out instruments between sections. But the point is that I need to create dynamics inside this. I need to create a sort of roadmap so that each time a section ends, it ends clearly, and the listener can say, oh yeah, I noticed that you have just played a solo, or okay, you have been played these chords for a while, and now you stop the music, so something must be happening. So stopping everything means that you create anticipation for what happens. Since I'm working on a 1 bar quantization, every time I stop everything is gonna happen at the end of the bar. So this is very handy because I want to leave a bar completely clear or music, except the reverbs that are bleeding into the next bar. Listen carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4. That empty bar creates anticipation. And you have the choice to take everything out or to leave the percussions on. And this is something I was talking about in a couple of lessons ago. I have mapped the slot 1 of percussions to my sustain pedal so that every time I press stop or clips, I also stack the command for playing the percussions so that percussions are left alone in that single bar. I'm gonna show you again without using hands. You can see what's happening because on screen you can see the icons flashing, but the point is, in that bar I can leave the percussions alone, which keeps up the rhythm, but it's dynamically diverse compared to what was happening just a couple of minutes ago.